more on this, let's bring in Ohio Congressman, member of the House Oversight Committee, Jim Jordan. Congressman, great to see you.
Yeah, good to be with you all.
First up, bring us up to date on what is happening with getting your hands on the audio of Joe Biden's interview with Special Counsel Robert Hur.
Yeah.
Because what is happening with Congresswoman Anna Paulina Luna's effort on the House floor to at least fine A.G. Garland.
Yeah, they're debating that on the floor as we speak. We just had a vote not to refer that to a committee and not to table that motion. So that's actually being debated as we speak. Second, 2 weeks ago, we went to court on the contempt, holding of contempt against Attorney General Garland for not turning over those tapes. And I always go back to the underlying facts. Remember what Special Counsel Hur told us on page 1 of his report. Joe Biden knowingly kept, knowingly disclosed classified information. He gave that information to someone who wasn't entitled to get it, his book writer, his ghostwriter, and we learned the motive on page 231 of the report. The motive was Joe Biden had strong motivations for ignoring classified procedures, even though he knew them, because he was writing a book for which he got paid $8 million. So we have motive, we have the elements of the crime, but they chose not to recommend charges because they said he's a forgetful elderly gentleman. Okay, fine. But we think we're entitled to the best information as a separate and equal branch of government, particularly in light of the fact that we voted as a full House to be in an impeachment inquiry phase of our oversight duties. So we think we're going to win in court. Our colleague, Anna Paulina Luna, has brought this resolution. We'll see how that shakes out later today.
You know, Congressman, the media for over a year now has been saying that when conservatives talk about the failing mental ability of Joe Biden, they talk about it, they're like, that's a right-wing conspiracy theory. They've done the same thing on all of the crimes that the House has been investigating. It's a right-wing conspiracy theory. It's almost like this is a foreshadowing of what's to come in regard to truth, is that when you talk about it, eventually they're going to come and go, you know what, you guys are right. Actually, Joe Biden doesn't have the mental capability. Joe Biden was committing crimes, selling out the country. What is the tone and tenor on the House floor? You're back with Democrats and House members. Where are they at? Are they quietly saying we got a disaster on our hands? What are they saying about Joe Biden?
I mean, they're all over the place. You can tell that. But I think that was great insight, Sean, because I call it the left's template. And the template is real basic. The left will tell a lie. Big legacy media will report the lie. Big tech will amplify and assist with the lie. And then when we tell the truth, they call us names. They call you racist. They call you conspiracy theory. They come out, they call you all kinds of things. And then, sure enough, our position turns out to be truthful. We saw this one in the last 2 weeks, cheap fakes to the debate. That turned around real quick. Yeah. So our position comes out to be the truth, and they've already moved on to the next lie. So that's just the world we're in today. I love what President Trump said. You played it earlier. We're the party of common sense, and common sense tells you need to have a border. Common sense tells you don't need all this other stuff. We watched the debate 2 weeks ago. Common sense tells you Joe Biden's not up to the task. We'll see what the Democrats decide to do. So, again, I think we're the party of common sense. The left, which now controls the Democrat Party, they're the party of all kinds of crazy ideas.
Congressman, before we move on, and I'm saving this next topic for Sean because it is what's near and dear to our hearts, but I just wanted to note, and Sean and I have both talked about this, the Democrats are running, Joe Biden is running on saving our democracy, but they have encircled their dear leader and stayed utterly silent about his decrepitness and decline for 3.5 years, including the media. The media, the donors, and the Democrats. That is very Stalin-esque. It is very Soviet of them. They are not pro-democracy. They're pro-dictator if it's their dictator. It's just upside down.
Yeah, I think it's all about keeping, staying in power, and that shouldn't be, that shouldn't be how things operate. We want a president of the United States. We want a commander-in-chief who's frankly up to the task. I know President Trump is. I think it's been a tremendous 2 weeks for him. He was outstanding in the debate. We had the amazing decisions from the Supreme Court on the Chevron deference, on the Fisher decision, on the presidential immunity. I mean, and we don't get those decisions but for President Trump appointing good people who understand taking the Constitution to our highest court. So I think that's all good. And again, I think the American people see through it all. They've figured it out. That's why President Trump is up in every single poll in every single swing state. That is a good sign that we're going to have a good election day and get President Trump back in the Oval Office.
The American people have peeped the game of Democrats and the liberal media, to use a bygone term. All right, let's go to this, because just moments ago, the House passed an election integrity bill. It's called the SAVE Act, as to make sure only American citizens are voting in federal elections. Congressman, this makes utter and complete sense. You only had 5 Democrats join Republicans to say, you know what, let's make sure it's only Americans who vote and not illegals who come into this country.
No, again, we're back to this is common sense. I mean, frankly, it's already the law. Only citizens can vote in federal elections. But it's also the law that, migrants aren't supposed to just walk across our southern border. And we've had 10 million of them come across in the 3.5 years of the Biden administration. So we want to have, you got to show validation. You got to prove that you're a citizen when you go to vote in a presidential election. And the fact that Democrats aren't for it, I think just underscores what we've been talking about. They take crazy positions now. We're the party of common sense. So this legislation is needed, particularly in states where the motor voter law is such a way where all you can do is check a box and attest when you go to get a driver's license that you're a citizen. You don't have to prove it. So we're requiring proof. We think this is a good bill. We'll see what happens when it gets to when Chuck Schumer and the Senate deal with it.
Thank you, Congressman Jim Jordan. Great to see you.